Hello everybody, welcome to the charting session for January 30th, 2024. And today I'm going to be going over what the market really did. I did not take any trades today, but yeah, so let's get into it. Alright, so starting off, this morning I had a very bearish bias. And the reason why is, and as we talked about last session, we were respecting the OTE of this wick right here. So if I draw, if I draw this out, OTE, we bounced off of this 0.78 level, and we had a rejection down, and then we were at like this candle right here. And so I was thinking, all right, we're probably going to sell off. If we don't, then we may reject off of this wick. But the thing is, this wick right here kind of already rejected off of this wick. So, you know, this right here, this wick can reject off this wick, if that makes any sense. So, this morning I was looking at the hourly chart, and I drew in a couple things. So if I go to replay, this is where we were in the morning, somewhere around right here, 5 a.m., somewhere around there, right? And I marked out this 1 hour fair value gap we had, and this breaker, and also this 50% discount range. So when we have stacked PD arrays like this, where one, we are rejecting off of this, two, on the 5-minute chart, we were, 15-minute chart, we were respecting this 15-minute fair value gap. I was thinking we were gonna go down to this level. Now there's no way to predict whether or not we were gonna run through it or go to it. I just was thinking we were gonna go to it. And as day traders, the thought of just going to this can give a bunch of trades. So we go back to where we are now. We sold off all day today, and we did go to this area, and then it looks like we also bounced off of this hourly fair value gap right here. And during the time we were around right here, I said to my trading community, I said, we're probably going to hit this 1 hour inverse fair value gap and head lower. That's what I would like to see. And I was exactly right. We tapped this 1 hour inverse and we headed straight lower. And this is where we are now. So this happened, I think, after the market, after I stopped trading. So this is this is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So this is where I was going to track practice right here. So I sadly couldn't trade this. You know, that is so just, this is how things work to me. Whenever I'm not on my computer is when good trade setups happen, and whenever I know they're going to happen. So this morning I had class, so from like around 9:30 market open to about 1 o'clock I wasn't able to trade. So I wasn't able to trade any of this. If I was to trade, let's see any good setups. So looking at this, you could have seen this. So we have let's look at this for a second. So one thing you can kind of notice is we have sort of a wedge here. Now I don't really follow wedges, but for people that do, here's a sort of wedge here. We had a breakout of this. Here's the small breakout, pull back to this fair value gap, did respect it, head lower. It also tapped it again, headed lower. There's also this fair value gap you could have added in, this one to add in, and this is probably, well, actually probably right here is where you would take off. And as you can see, this wick right here definitely did highly respect this. So once you see this break, you want to wait for retap. So right here, I would then look to see a trade short. So if this was me at the time, this is probably what I would do. I would zoom into the 1 minute, and I would try to find a setup. So we tapped this 1 hour, okay, and then we displaced lower. So what I would do then is I would go to my fib retracement, and I would look at discount, and I would try to find a PD array that's in discount. So we have this one right here, okay. So I may enter off of one of these areas, or I may try to play it even safer, or maybe add if we go to any of these higher areas. So this high inverse for value gap. I personally like inverse for value gaps a little bit more, just because inverse for value gaps, they're sort of more like they really show you that they're. Let me try to explain this. So in my course, I explained it pretty well, but we displace this for value gap, meaning this bullish for value gap is disrespected. So we're more likely going to be bearish. So if we retap into that, it's really good. So first we retapped into it here, we sold off, and then we also went back up, retapped it here. If I was in this trade, I'd probably put my stop at this high, and it did not get stopped out. So this is the trade I personally would take if I didn't have to go to track. And then we also have this spot right here that you could have added to as well. And that did respect, you'd put your stop maybe the top of this candle because it's such a massive candle. Put the stop at the top of the candle, you'd be good. And then we got this here. So here's a gap right here. So we're going to probably try to come up and fill this entire thing. So that's on NQ. Looking at ES, we have just now tapped into this. We're rejecting off of it now. So we'll see what the overnight session does. I'm going to go over what I think might happen. So let me remove. Yeah, okay. I'll remove all this off. Same with the 4 hour. Just going to remove all of this off. Okay. All right. So looking at this, here's the daily. Now, the daily, we usually want to go to an imbalance. So we're probably going to go down to here, is my guess. I feel like it's hard to know because if we swept this or create equal lows, hold on, let me check this. There's no way these are equal lows down to the tick. Because if that is, then hold on. Wow. Okay, no, it's not actually. So to just half a point, 2 ticks, we have these massive equal lows, right? Right here. So this is telling me we may go back up and reject off of a PD array. So let me think. All right, so it's possible we could respect off of this right here. If we go to discount of this range, we could respect off of this, maybe this right here, maybe this for value gap. We'll just see what gets respected. The overnight session, what I predict will happen is, honestly, it could go either way. I really hope we retrace up in the overnight session. So I hope we go a little bit just like a little bit up here. Same thing here, go a little bit up, and then we sell back off in the morning. If we were to take out these equal lows in the overnight session, most likely we'll tap into like this for value gap right here, and then we'll go pump back up. And I hope that doesn't happen, but we will see. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today for this charting session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.